Hello everybody, my name is Karuna and today in this video I'm going to be discussing about perspectives. So what are perspectives and why they are very important to learn. So whenever you're making any 3D drawing or something, you must have faced this problem that the lines are there. There's something inaccurate about this and somehow you're not able to make it properly. So for that, to understand 3D things better, you need to learn about perspectives. So let's get started. So, okay, I want you to imagine it this way. Suppose you're traveling on a long road, a really long and straight road, and the sides of the roads they basically are parallel, right? But when you see the road, I'm going to show you how does it look like. So suppose this is the road you're traveling, and the sides of the road they never meet, right? By the way, this photo I've taken it's a free stock photo and I've taken it from Benjamin Suter. He's an amazing photographer. Can see his work. So yeah, so let's come back to the road. And if you see this road, what you will observe over here is the line. They look like they're going to meet at the end, right? Like over there, if you see. But yeah, do they actually meet? Do the lines actually meet? No, it doesn't. It only like our brain interpret it's like that only that they are going to meet, but they never meet the lines. So basically, that is the phenomena our brain basically interpret that something is 3D. So yeah, so understanding this 3D thing and drawing it on a 2D paper, that is what perspective is about. Perspectives is about. So yeah, we are going to learn about that. So for that, we are going to learn few terms. All right, so let's start. So the few terms, the first term we are going to learn is basically, I'm going to be just doing it on this image only so that you understand it better. So the first term we are going to understand is this, there is this line, which is this. You can see it, this line. This line is called as horizon and it is basically our eye level. So where our eyes are placed. Suppose I am looking at something from the front, you can see something like over here, and like it's in the center, so it's in directly in front of me. That's my eye level. That means my head is somewhere here. My eyes are on this level only. These are my eyes basically. Okay, so they are on this level. So that eye level is termed as horizon. Okay, now the next term which we need to understand, which we should like go for, is this point. So the point where these lines they look like they are meeting, so that point has a name and that is called as vanishing point. So this is called as vanishing point. And the lines, let's talk about these lines now. So these lines, they in reality they are parallel. They are never going to meet, right? But they do look like they are going to meet in the photo. And to us, when we are walking on a road or we are just traveling along a long road, so these lines they basically are called as orthogonal lines. I'm gonna just write it over here so that you remember the names. Okay, so that's all the terms which are required to understand it. So let's just begin our normal drawing. So what we can just start with it. So I told you about this. Okay, so there are one more thing. So suppose this is your horizon line, all right? And okay, so this is your horizon line, and let's get started with it. How you draw 3D. So first, like let me tell you about perspectives as well. There are three kind of perspective. There is 1 point perspective, 2 point perspective, and 3 point perspective. Okay, let's start with 1 point perspective. So what is 1 point perspective? Where there is one vanishing point. So I'm going to draw my vanishing point right in the center, like somewhere over here. Okay, 2 point which has 2 points, two vanishing points, three which has three, four, five vanishing points, which is called as 5 point perspective. So yeah, it goes on like that. So let's get started with 1 point perspective. How do you differentiate that something is in 1 point perspective? So suppose I'm going to show you this book over here. I have this book over here. So whenever you see any object and its front side, you're basically seeing it, and all the other lines. Can you see this upper line? So maybe just if I just hold this book like that, this is the front side. These lines they are in parallel, And when you just hold it like that, they look like they are going towards a point back there, right? So that means all the other lines, they are going towards a point, this. If a single point towards a single point, then you should know that it is one point perspective. So let's learn to make a simple cuboid first. All right. So for one point perspective, what do we do? Let's look at a picture of a cube first. So I have this photo over here. This is incredible photo, is also from a free stock website, and it is clicked by a very wonderful photographer whose name is Anna Schwartz. So if you just look at it over here, we've got this front side. Yeah, when I showed you the road, there was not a proper 3D object. There was this only side on the road. That's why there was no front side. But yeah, we could see that these lines, they go towards a single point. Yeah, that means this cuboid is in one point perspective. Something like this. And that is our vanishing point. You see, our eyes are here, and is this cuboid is below the horizon. That's why you can see the top part of it. If something is below you, below your eye level, of course that is very very much like, it's always going to be like you are going to see the top part of it. And if something is above you, let's say if I just turn this picture upside down, okay, if this picture wouldn't be like this, and if I just turn this picture upside down, something like that, you will always see the bottom side of it. Something is up above our eye level, this is our horizon, and this is above our eye level, that means you're going to see the bottom part of it, right? So let's make it. How do we start with it? So suppose this is our horizon and the vanishing point. Okay, so now see, first we are going to make the front side. Okay, so this is a very easy technique of doing one point perspective. So whenever you are starting with just a cuboid, always make the front side. So a cuboid or a cube front side can be a square, or maybe a rectangle, something like this. Okay, so now what you have to do, I told you just that all the lines, they go towards the vanishing point, right? Now we will assume that this is an opaque object. Now what is opaque object? Which you can't see through. You can't see what's like inside it. Okay, so suppose this is an opaque object. So now it is below the horizon. And now what are we going to do? We are just going to draw the lines, the side lines towards the vanishing point. Okay, see, the lines are going towards the vanishing point. Something like that. And now what I'm going to do, just follow what is in the front. So this, you see, it's the front side. Using these two orthogonals, I'm just going to make the back side same as the front one. So something like this. Again, if you see, this is the top side. So back also, I'm going to make similar a horizontal line like that, which represents the top line. Now see, I have got a 3D cuboid, and that's really simple, no? Okay, now let's just do the same thing with this cuboid. That was 3D cube. Let's just do the same thing with this cuboid. So I'm telling it is a cuboid because it is a long rectangle. So, all right. So again, I'm just gonna follow the same thing. I'm just gonna take the corners like that. Like this. And like that. Okay, I guess my line was not a bit straight, but yeah, like this. And I just have to follow what's back, like what's in front. So this is the front side. Let me just pick a different color so that you see. This is the front side. Just like that with these orthogonals, which are connected with this side's front side. So I'm just gonna make it like that. Back side. Again, this is the front side and this is the other side. You see? Now I have made two 3D shapes, and that is really correct, and it's really kind of not that hard to get. Okay, now let's make one more cuboid. I'm gonna make it up here. I'm going to make a longer one for it. Okay, so I've made this. Now we are going to follow the same rule which I told you, that the lines basically they will go towards the vanishing point like this, like that, and this as well. Okay, so now just like the front side, I'm going to take a different color again. This is the front side. This is going to be my back side. This is the front side. This is going to be my back side. Yeah, got it. See, that's how I make 3D cuboids. Now, what say if we have to make something of a different shape? Okay, so let's make a different shape. So instead of making cuboids, I'm gonna try one more shape. Let's say my shape this time, it's basically this. So instead of a 3D cuboid, I have this different shape, which is basically mix of cuboids only, if you just look at it. Let me just do the segments. See? So there are basically three kind of different shape. This one is a rectangle, this one is a line rectangle, this one is a standing again. So I'm just going to follow the same thing over here. How? See? Orthogonals going towards the vanishing point. Now whenever you make it, you can either use your scale as a beginner, or if you're not a beginner, if you know something about drawing, so always try to do it with your hands. No matter, this is very important. Try to get the line straighter, as straight as you can. Now, just like the front side, let's just pick another color. Just like the front side, I'm gonna make the back side using the same orthogonal. Just like the front side from the corner, just like this is going, this is going. You see, I've got my shape like that. Now from here, just like that is going, that is going, this is going, that going. See? Oh, I think I need to fix this to a bit, and it will look something like this. See, that's how I got a different 3D shape. So 3D shape isn't very hard. So it is just that all you have to do is follow these three rules. So the first rule is basically, okay, let me just move it like that. And I'm going to just write the rules. Okay, so for doing 1 point perspectives, we just need to follow these three rules. So the first rule is basically make horizon. Second, decide your vanishing point. So if your person is standing in the center, that means the vanishing point is going to be in the center. If your person is standing somewhere left or somewhere right, the vanishing point will shift. Okay, there is one more thing about horizon. So horizon is generally considered as a place where land and air meets, okay, or it is also considered as your eye level. So now notice one thing, you can see over here that you can see all the front sides, right? And suppose here are your eyes, and if something is above your eye level, you can see the bottom side. These are the bottom ones of that shape. Yeah, and if something is below the horizon, like below your eye level, you can see the top part of it. Yeah, top, top, bottom, 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 bottom. And if something is on the left side of the vanishing point, like your eyes, something is on the left side, you can obviously see this side and this side. And if something is on the right side, you will see this and this. So always make front side first. And the fourth one is connect or make orthogonals. Orthogonals are very important because orthogonals make sure they are going towards the vanishing point. Okay, make orthogonals and make backside. which in this case it's just gonna be as same to the front side. If this you're making like this, the back side is gonna be this. If you're doing like this, the back side is also gonna be doing like this. So there is this thing, just practice it and let me know how do you go with it, and ask if there is any questions do you have. And there is one more thing. So if you want to really to to fasten the process of learning one point perspective, you can do this exercise. So this is a very good exercise which you can do. So you have to make things in space. Okay, so now what you have to do, we know that in one point perspective we make front sides. Now just imagine in your head that suppose this thing is basically below the horizon. If it is below the horizon, you would obviously see the top part of it. Yes. And if you see the top part of this, now let's imagine that your vanishing point, it is somewhere over there, let's say. Okay, just imagine. So if the vanishing point is over there, so do one thing, just make this line over there. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to make the other orthogonal lines in that direction only, something like this. See, now you see, you realize all of these lines are going in one direction, so if you extend them they're going to meet. And then what you can do, just make the back side something like this. Well, if you are new, I would prefer you to make the orthogonals kind of bigger so that you get them right. And see, that's how you got your cuboid in space. Suppose now what you don't have to do is this. So suppose this is your cuboid again. You made one line, second line, and third line like that. Now you see the problem? This doesn't look like a good cuboid. Why? Because this line over here, it goes in wrong direction. It should go, instead of there, it should go somewhere over here. Yes, all in one direction so that it looks like they're going to meet at a point, vanishing point. Okay, so you can warm up like that in different directions. Suppose vanishing point is just above and your cuboid's gonna be there. Now see, it is going towards the vanishing point, something like this, and you just make the back side. Now it is just above the vanishing point, so yeah, of course, sorry, below the vanishing point, so you can of course only see the like the top part of it because it is just below the horizon. You won't be able to see any left and right side. Okay, so this is a pretty good warm up or exercise you can do to fasten up the learning of perspectives. And oh yeah, this is also you can do. So just let me know your comments. How do you like it? Whether you understood it or not. Thank you. That's all for today's video. So goodbye. And if you like the video, please hit like and subscribe button.